This program has been brought to you by China. Yes, China. Your friendly communist neighbors. We own all of your shit now, including your government.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Welcome to 0 Hour. You know it's about to kick off when Loki and Zeropium start talking about aliens.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me. Say hello to my little friend!
Greetings, what the fuck am I doing over here? Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Zero Hour. How are you guys doing? How are you doing this morning? You were all kind of doing shit back in the back and throwing shit around and pointing at shit, and I mean, you were just having one hell of a time during the intro.
I was having, well, I enjoyed the intro. No, I was doing my morning stretches. I haven't done that at all. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
There we go.
Okay,
good morning, everybody. Welcome to another week
right
here at Stone Cold Loki with Stone Cold Loki and Zeropium on a Monday talking about Alien. Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm working for the company this morning. I tell you what, it's better than any other episode we got, and we got the ship. I mean, we got the ship episode that we wanted.
It's something. I mean, please end my suffering. End my suffering. Okay, so yeah, we got the ship, we got the sets. So thankfully they used that for more than 20 minutes in episode 1.
It should have been 2 hours. This should have been like a 2 hour. This should have premiered. This should have been the 2 hour premiere. They should have woken the crew up and got them out, and we should have had more kills and more maiming, and at least on the ship it was interesting.
Well, here's my takeaway from this. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you, because even though we got the nice ship and the nice aesthetics and shit, this was still boring as hell, man. I mean, come on, really. And the one key to the other positive, before I dive into what I didn't like, because that's gonna take the longest.
Let's say hello to everybody.
Yeah,
before we really get into this, let's say hello to everybody. We got Snorted Poops Cuber, my favorite polar bear, on the YouTubes. How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning, sir. We've got Penny. Good morning, Penny. How are you? So good to see you. Jill Powers of the River Daughter is here. Hello, Jill. Thank you so very much for wrenching the wrench, as well as the Mad Doctor, Adega Outlaw, who I hear has a new book coming out. New book. It's already at Barnes and Nobles. It will be coming to Amazon, but new book on the way. Thank you so very much, Adega, for everything that you do, sir. Keep kicking ass. Keep taking names. Skull and tuck and roll. We got Samurai 2020 here. Good morning, Samurai. Hopefully you were doing well, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. The Penguin Sheriff, the little Penguin Sheriff, Punkwaddle, is here. Good morning, Punk. How are you doing? Some dirt shit named Zeropium's here.
I agree with him.
In my suffering. Is the show that bad? Is this show that bad? It is.
It really is. It really is. I mean, the funny thing is, do your roll call. I got a lot.
Classic. Good to see you. Good morning, sir. Hopefully you're doing well. Juliet, good to see you. Good morning. Pat S. Aliens. Send the Marines. Yeah, but the Marines. Yeah. Marine. Yeah. Good morning, Pat. Marines didn't do anything. Walter Domosky, what's up? He says, good morning. Have you heard of the Greg Sipes, the voice of Beast Boy? Said he's fired by Warner Brothers because he's developing Parkinson's. If so, WB, that's nuts. That's nuts. Why would they do that? But then again, why would people do some of the dumb crap that they do? I don't know. Good morning.
Is it all that surprising? Not really.
Xeno derpy derp. Xeno derpy derp.
Xeno derp is a derpy derp. Oh, trust me, Adeg, I'll get into that. Hey, are you playing No Man's Sky after the giveaway last week? How is it? You enjoying it?
Yeah, let us know, Adega. I booted in and started a new campaign and made a ship, and then I haven't played. So.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 xenomorphs hate this show. The 10th is hiding from the girl with the letter opener. No. That is not a lie.
It might as well be a letter opener. Pat S. said, I'm hopeful the season 2 announcement comes before the end of this season. Well, here's the good and the bad news all at once. I am not watching season 2, so there will be no season 2 review.
Really?
I'm calling
You know
that
what?
right.
I found it refreshing that we didn't have any Peter Pan, Derpy Derp, Wendy Derpy Derp, Nibs Derpy Derp. We didn't have any of the fairy tale Peter Pan, Derpy Derp nonsense, Neverland. None of that. It was just on the ship with the
It
creepy
was
people on the ship.
Yeah, I will agree with you there. It was nice. That was one of the few positives I took away from this episode. There was no derpy derp synthetic children. So that was nice. That was refreshing not to have to deal with any of that. Until they had to ruin it by the 1 minute of screen time they gave to retard boy Cavalier. That just destroyed everything. I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to look at him. So thanks for ruining what would have been a polished turd.
He only had like
a turd.
He only had like 15 seconds on screen.
It was a minute of screen time, and that's all it takes. He just ruins everything for me. If my goddamn TV wasn't so expensive, I would have punched it 17 times already. And that's the truth.
Okay.
So anyway, we let me just start by summarizing the whole takeaway I got from this episode.
Hold on, let's set this up real quick. They have gone back to kind of before the first episode and given us the story of them on their way back to Earth. So what I really would have liked was a whole season of them capturing this shit and getting back to Earth. I would have liked that. A whole season, even though these people are dumb, there's some stupid shit that happens. There's been stupid, dumb people in almost every single alien movie known to man, from Dallas going into the crawl space to Burke and Aliens and all of it. There's always some dumb people.
Well,
in all of these movies. So
I'm sorry. I just I'm not a shill for the first movie. Maybe I am a little bit, but rightfully so.
Alien?
In Dallas's defense, it was using the ducks to move around. So I mean, really, the only thing to stop this thing and contain it and get rid of it, someone had to go in there. So Dallas had the balls to go in there. And anybody who's played Alien Isolation with that DLC expansion and have gone in and done the same thing, you know how tight your sphincter gets on that one. So props to Dallas on that. Well, the positive I got from this was, it was nice to see. It was nice to see the crew that we saw for 20 minutes so far in this season. It was nice to see the decent looking aesthetics. Aesthetics are really, really well done. So props to that.
The ship looked great. The ship
does look great. Here's my problem though. Here is the caveat to everything positive that comes with this show, and everything positive is not in.
You mean with this episode, because there's very little positive that has come from the show.
Yeah. This is the big grand takeaway I got from this whole episode. This crew deserved everything they got in the first 20 minutes of the first episode. This is one of the stupidest crews I have ever seen. I mean, we're talking people just
except for the cyborg. The cyborg's not dumb. Cyborg is pretty smart.
I don't even care though. I just don't care. Like what? RoboCop arm with his friggin' blade that comes out, and for some reason
he has a blowtorch too.
He has a blowtorch. It all comes out of the same spot, and for some reason, when he brings the blade out, it sounds like it's metal grinding metal. For some reason, I don't know how that works.
Because they're trying to do it like Wolverine.
Yeah, well, we're all very impressed. This is one of the dumbest ragtag crews I have ever seen. Everybody's walking around with their tropes. Engineer's got his can that he constantly spits in. The medic has always got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth because we have no other character traits to, liven them up with. Speaking of, I have never seen a more reckless medic in my entire life. Would you, if you went into a doctor's office this day and age and he's just going through your chart, fucking cigarette hanging out of his mouth, putting gloves on, preparing open heart surgery or something, and he's just puffing smoke everywhere. Would you feel valued? Would you feel secure? Would you feel safe in an environment like that? You've got dopey diversity hire experiment woman eating her fucking lunch in the lab with all these guts and all the critters, around. It's like, do you guys know anything about contagions, about exposure, about protocol? Does that matter at all?
Funny thing, in the original Alien, when Ash goes to do surgery, mess with Kane, he has an oxygen mask on.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't need one, but he's got to maintain that he's a human, even though he's an android. So he's got that mask on, right?
Yeah.
There are multiple times where the meds don't do that, and it comes back to bite him in the ass because they get killed by a gas, by a toxic gas that comes out of this guy when they're doing surgery, because he's got these ticks, these alien ticks inside of him. And they get out of containment because the woman's sitting there with an open water bottle on her desk. Did you find it funny that the eyeball? Okay, so the eyeball, the scientist chick has been sitting there doing her little experiments with the critters, and the eyeball that you've seen, this eyeball creature that can get into people and take over people.
It's Spider-Man.
It's sitting there. It's like Venom. Think of it like Venom. It's sitting there like in its glass, and it's looking, right? And it sees one of these creatures come out of its containment unit and goes to spike her water. It's going to shoot its eggs in her water, or its spawn. That way it can infect her and make more of itself. The eyeball tries to warn her. It's like, hey, bitch, pay attention. And you're like, okay, is the eyeball wanting to kill her? Or is the eyeball trying to help her? Or does it just not like the ticks? Is it like the enemy of the ticks? Is that the deal?
Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Spider-Man, octopus, Venom dude is trying to save this thing. Somehow knows how to escape that damn thing. I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, not to mention the bitch is eating a fucking sandwich on the table with all that other shit spread around. Like, come on, guys.
Well, remember that when they tested the eye in the goat, he said that its intelligence was off the chart. So it's smart.
That may be so.
It knows it wants out, and it realizes when this chick, I don't know who they got to be in charge of their little science experiment, but this chick, she like puts the eyeball back in containment, but she doesn't lock it in, and just walks away from it. And there's like a little warning light going off, and she doesn't get that. I understand.
Yeah, she got called out for that from Dr. Cigarettes too, because she, when the critter came out and it's crawling through her sandwich and shit. Again, don't have food in a friggin' experimental lab. Come on, guys. Seriously. He comes in, Puff the magic dragon there, and he's like, oh, the critter got out. Oh shit, you didn't put the cap on. She's like, I always put the cap on. He's like, bitch, he just fucking put it on for you. Don't lie. How could you be so stupid?
If the eyeball thing is so smart, then why did it sign on to do this show?
Exactly. Did you cringe / laugh when Spider-Man eyeball took over that old engineer guy, and it literally stuck the wee teeny tentacle through his nose to lift his lips so it could look like the engineer was snarling at the wannabe captain there? Like, how fucking dumb. How fucking dumb.
That was dumb, but I did like the fact that when it fought the alien, that it was like the body didn't matter. It was almost like you could spear it, like the alien was stabbing the sumbitch with its tail, and he was still fighting like he was just going, because you didn't attack the eye. Because that guy's body didn't make a damn bit of difference. He didn't care about that body. He just I wanted to hurt
And-
the alien. He even tried to bite the damn thing.
I was just gonna say, he walks around with that can all the time, so he's like got chewing tobacco or something in there. So he must have. I mean, Whalen must have supplied these guys with a damn good dental plan. Because aside from a paper cutter, dude, if you want to fight an alien, all you got to do is get right up in its face and try to bite it.
Yeah, but it
'Cause
didn't work either.
He still put up a fight with it, though, didn't he? I mean,
he put up a fight because of that eyeball. He would have been dead as soon as he stabbed it, but he kept fighting because that eyeball was in him, controlling him. I at least could deal. I could deal with this as a movie. 2 episodes of this, spread it out to a movie, wake up the crew, have them go and try and hunt down the damn xenomorph. Tell me what you thought about the Oriental gentleman that is creepy as shit. That's been eyeballing that girl, and then you realize, and I was talking to Snowdub about this. I think Friday or Saturday. He called me and was like, "Did you see that new alien?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, you never did find out what was going on with the crazy guy. I said, "Yes, you did," because he told Homeboy. He said, "It doesn't matter what the computer says. You don't really know who's in cryo. They don't have to be in the cryopod for the computer to think they're in cryo." And then he smiles and starts laughing. What was he doing to that girl?
I don't know. It's like even when the cryopod says it's full, it doesn't mean it's full all the time. Okay, because I know you were mentioning this character in the first episode before they
creepy
all died.
motherfucker. Now I honestly thought he was an android. I was like, okay, this is the Ash because
that would have made sense.
Weird. He's not. He's a human.
Yeah, that would have made sense because it brings up that question, like they had in the original, like do androids have, sexual connotations to them or anything like that? Do they have a natural curiosity? This guy apparently did. So yeah, I was kind of along the impression that he was at least a synthetic, maybe not even full android, but he was, synthetic in some way, but apparently not. But here's it's like, oh yeah, he's creepy as fuck. You know what's funny? I don't think he is, because it's just like, what is this guy's deal? Like every time I see this guy, he's like, it's like in my opinion, they're trying too hard to make him be creepy because he's just trying to be creepy all the time. And we get no context with that whatsoever. Now, it's good to have a little air of mystery, but when that's your character trait right from the beginning and you never stray away from that at all, it just becomes predictable, cliche, and I tend to lose interest in stuff like that. The only time he showed any emotion was when the alien was suddenly, going after him. He's like, ah! He's like, oh, he's human after all. It's like, well, then what the hell was the creepy shit all for in the first place?
Because you don't know, and see, this is why we needed a little more backstory. I wish this would have been 2 hours. They've been out there for 65 years.
Yes, they have.
Okay. Do you remember when, Ripley got back and they were like, "You've been out there for 57 years. Unusually long cryo, man." Yeah, they're waking them up, but they've been out there. I mean, everybody they know that they knew when they signed on to do that, they're dead.
Yeah.
You don't know what, he's been dealing with. We know that the cyborg, the security officer, he lost his daughter while he was gone. Yutani sent him like a love letter and was like, "I'm so sorry to inform you that your daughter's dead."
Yeah.
And that happened while he was out there. And he's like Yutani's bitch, golden boy.
He's the golden boy.
He's the chosen one.
He's the, the emissary, just, the spokesperson, the do what we say, Mr. Corporate, by the book, human hybrid, robo arm, blowtorch boy. Yeah. Let me ask you this, because this was very early on in the episode when, and I'm not making this up, folks, when the crewmate Chlamydia was talking to the medic dude about how the captain is banging some bitch on there and she likes to be on top. Oh, that's kind of hot. Dude, this is the opening piece of dialogue. Seriously, guys, what are you doing? What do you do? Oh, you hear the captain's banging that bitch down there? She likes to be on top. That's kind of hot. Oh my god.
Because he saw
really?
the video. It wasn't
saw
that he
the vid-
heard. He saw the security footage and he
But-
was like, I can hook you up if you want to see it.
Who fucking cares? And did I mention his name is Chlamydia?
That is a woman writing a scene for two guys thinking that we all want to see and we all want to share and we all want to, and only writing it that way because he's a cyborg. So the fact that he wanted nothing to do with it, but he looked at it anyway.
Yeah.
For security reasons.
Well, that's the thing too, because I mean that whole opening piece of dialogue, they could have just kept that right out. And when Security Cyborg Man is going through the footage and he sees Mrs. Captain banging the captain, that could have been their whole entry point into him trying to overtake her authority, saying, I saw you, don't lie to me. Yeah, I saw you. Let's go to the videotape. Oh shit, I'm caught again because I'm a slut. They could have just avoided that whole thing. And really, with a name like Chlamydia, come on, seriously. I don't even care how they gave him that name. That's dumb. Let me go back to this. Good actors can turn a flat character into an interesting one. It worked for the psycho cartel killer No Country for Old Men, but that was a good movie, not a badly written series. Thank you. And that's the thing, because if we had any context or any even a little bit of backstory as to why Oriental Guy is the creepy psychopath he is, that would at least help to explain a little bit. But he's just been creepy during every minute of screen time he has with no context or explanation whatsoever. He's just got a thing for the bitch in the crowd tube. That is all we know. And yet again, he died in this episode, so maybe we'll never know.
Well, we get the idea that he was taking her out of the cryo pod. That's how we knew. I mean, seriously, that's how we knew.
But again, why? Why is he doing it?
She's freaked out by the whole thing. Because somewhere she knows from that first episode, you can kind of get the idea that she knows something's not right with him, and she's getting the bad, icky bicky, bad man, stay away from me, don't touch me vibe. Yeah. She's that way because he's been taking her out of the crowd tube and doing shit with her while she's been sleeping. And,
which brings up another
which
interesting
is why
point.
he knew. It's why he knew that you could pull someone out of the cryo tube and it still would say that they're there. And the medic, the doctor, he's so like, oh, well, I was gone for 10 minutes, constantly not watching the cryo tubes.
I was having a smoke break. Because that's my character.
That he knows, hey, I got time. When this bitch bails, I've got this amount of time before he comes back. He knows because he's been on that ship for long enough that he just knows. Yeah. So he's been doing something. They don't come out and show you, of course they don't, but he has been doing something to this chick in the crowd too, which is creepy as fuck because he's a creepy fuck.
I just don't find him creepy. I find him boring and predictable. Yeah, and which brings up another point of mine. Like I know Wayland Yutani doesn't care about their crew anyway, so maybe they pepper these people in here just to cause inner turmoil, so it doesn't matter what happens as long as they get their precious cargo. But if that's not the case, do Wayland Yutani not screen these people at all? Do they just take any Joe Blow off the street?
Well, of course they do. We've
it's like, hey, let's put a grapist on our ship so he can have his way with all the females and make them feel like crap.
Well, that's all. It's like Vault in freaking Fallout. It's like the Vault in freaking Fallout. They know, the company knows, they just don't care. It's a body, and it's someone who's going to do the work. So they throw them on there and say, hey, you know what? If you do your job, you get a share. If you don't, we're going to dock you, and we're going to keep docking you. And they show that in this episode. They've got a kid that never like went to school. There is a wrench turner, because that's what his job is. He turns a wrench.
He's an apprentice.
Never ever went to school. He doesn't know anything about anything. He just signed on because it's a job and it's money.
They clarified that through his opening dialogue. Like, I thought this was going to be about biology, like studying rocks and stuff. He's like, I know, that's geology. Biology is the study of creatures and shit. Hand me my wrench. And bring me a new can. I've spit too much in this one. Jesus.
Aaron Caster says it sounds like you're enjoying the show. I enjoyed this episode. I did. For what it was, I enjoyed this episode. I wish we had gotten like a 2-hour setup intro just on the ship, because they recreated the original environment. Okay. That was kind of creepy. You're in an enclosed environment. You're on this ship. There's nowhere to go. You're not getting away from any of this shit. You set up the first episode, getting these things loose, and then you wake up the crew and you're like, hey, we got to deal with it. And that's your episode 2 or your second half of your movie. I could live with that. Okay, that's better than Romulus. It was like the first half was great, and then it fell off a fucking cliff. Okay. At least this is like, okay, you've got more than one alien. I wanted to see what the damn plant did. We still haven't seen that. I'm sure we will at some point, but it'll be disgusting and horrifying. But I wanted to see what the damn plant did. We didn't get to see that. We got to see how the damn the ticks reproduce, which is nasty as shit. Mm-hmm. We got to see what they do to a human. So the tick gets out. They're in the science lab with the science chick. The tick gets out of the containment unit and spits its spawn, or pisses its spawn. I squirts its spawn in her water bottle while she's not looking.
Yeah, because they're
the
smart.
Eyeball, the multi-eyeball creature that gets in people is like banging on the glass, trying to get her attention and be like, look at what it's doing. Trying to warn her for whatever reason. I guess it liked her, but it still would have taken control of her body and running around like a meat suit. At least this is something to talk about. This is interesting. This isn't Peter Pan and Wendy. Second star to the right and straight on till Neverland. At least this was in the vein of Alien, and I could accept it as Alien. All this other shit with only children can transition here. Oh no, Dorothy, don't go in there. You're around the little people now. At least this wasn't that. This was at least in the vein of Alien. I can accept this as Alien. I can't accept Neverland and Wendy, Moira, Angela, Jarlene, and the fucking Nibs and Toodles and all that shit that nobody asked for.
And
nobody
Peppy
asked for any of that.
Yeah, and Peppy Longstocking Same Face, who's a goddamn synthetic and is now under the impression she's pregnant.
On Earth, a tick can only give you Lyme disease.
Hey, let me tell you, my tagline for this episode was, in space, everybody will see me yawn. Because holy crap, I was bored as shit. I kept looking at the timers like, oh God, there's 20 minutes left. Oh God, there's 15 minutes left. At least I knew 6 minutes of that was going to be the ending credits, which I'll get to.
Zeropium is a very, very angry man.
I'm not an angry man. Yeah. I'm just.
He's an angry man.
It's just a way to make. No, it's just a way to make everything look stupid. I mean, come on. We fully agree these characters are stupid. So they even said in the show, oh, even the smartest people do stupid things like taking creatures and even though we know nothing about them, let's just bring them onto the ship. It's like, yeah, okay, just point out the obvious, Captain Obvious. I just don't have any interest in a show or a series where the characters do nothing but showcase how poorly written they are. It just, to me, I feel like I got to pick up the complete works of William Shakespeare just to cleanse my brain of the crap that I've seen. Here's the
Ronnie
funny thing.
G. Hold on. DJ Ronnie G says the chest burster is the only reason I refrained from eating too many shark bites when I was 5. I wouldn't sleep in basements.
No,
until I got older.
No.
I saw aliens when I was like 8. So it was like,
I was young
basement
too.
now.
I was young.
Because that's what it felt like they were kind of in, was a basement in aliens. It didn't feel like they were in a facility that was above ground. It felt like they were underground.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, in a way, they kind of were, because they enter the facility and everything that they do is contained within the sublevels. You know what I mean? Like, they're on the surface, they enter, and then they're descending to the depths. Thought a monster would jump out of my belly if I ate too many. Hello, my baby. Not again.
Oh no, not again.
Not again. Here's the funny thing, because when Meatbag Octopus Boy was biting the alien, did you think it was weird how how Meatbag is staring the character down, and then it just kind of turns its head and fucking honks into the doorway, and then in comes little alien head like, hey, the bitch is over here, come get it, and then he proceeds to fight the alien. That was weird. But there's things
only the strong survive. So one of the things you got to think of is every animal that is on this ship, the plant, all of it, the flora and the fauna, or both, considering I think the plant is some weird mix of both. They're all the top, the apex. They're the apex.
They're the apex predators of their respective food chains, I'm guessing.
So the eyeball knows, bitch, it's you or me. And the eyeball is supposed to be super smart. So if you go by, and who knows if this is canon or not, but if you go by what some of the books say, the drones are extremely intelligent. You're talking about 130 to 150 IQ. The queens are a whole step beyond that in the 200s. The queens are supposed to be super fucking intelligent. So you're dealing with very smart creatures. At least you're supposed to. The ticks, that was smart. That took planning. It knew how to get out of that damn thing. It knew to be a sneaky little bastard. The eyeball knows, and it's trying to warn the bitch because it knows if these things get out, I'm stuck in here. Don't let these things take over the ship because they're shit. I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
And then you've got the alien,
which at some point they just had to make look stupid again. You know, when wannabe captain, the one that was banging the actual captain, you know, she was the same one who went up to, you know, Mother's womb there, and she's like, hurry, open the door, it's right behind me. Oh my god. Same bitch.
They showed that. They show how that whole scene happened.
They couldn't help but show us that fine acting twice. Here's the funny part. Because I hate how they make xenomorphs look stupid. If they're supposed to be genius levels, or, you know, even at least a little bit above that, why do they make them look so stupid? We've seen these things off camera go on killing sprees. Just wipe out an entire hotel room. Take on, you know, whatever, so long as one of them doesn't have a paper cutter or an envelope opener or anything. And they still
don't have a paper cutter, guys. No paper cutters, because that beats Alien every time.
Yeah, it beats Alien all day, every day. But they still do the stupid trope where, even though we knew what was going to happen to the wannabe captain anyway, the alien drops down and it's just kind of, you know, it's looking at the slut captain, you know, just eyeballing her. And I'm thinking, kill the bitch! Do it! Pokey, kiss her in the eye. That's all you got to do. No, we have to let her go. It's behind me. So for that,
are you talking about when it was chasing her?
Yeah,
Okay. So there were some. I saw some criticism about the chase scene where it's chasing her. She knows that ship, and she knows where she's going. Okay, she is running if she takes a corner, the alien's gotta like, oh shit, if I'm going full out, it's gotta kind of skid and go after.
Yeah.
Yes, it can jump on walls and shit and bounce off shit like a cricket, but it's still chasing her. She's in the lead. So even if it's gaining on her, she can cut a corner and slow it down a little bit, enough to get away. Okay. Yeah. That I'm not going to piss on that, because they have done that in every horror movie ever made. They have done that. So I'm gonna
that wasn't the point I was nitpicking. You know, the chase scene is one thing. I know the alien doesn't know the ship. That wasn't,
Sherry.
Hello, Sherry. That wasn't what I was griping on there. It was that moment before the chase scene started when the alien drops down and it's just staring at her, and it's, just kind of sauntering itself in front of her. And it's just kind of, looking her up and down, giving slutty Queen ample time to pull out her trank gun to try to shoot this thing. I'm thinking,
you mean the zapper?
Yeah. The phasers.
The security officer shows them that they actually have a stun gun that'll work on an alien. This is how they caught some of the alpha predators while they were doing their thing. Was they've got these like super stun guns, and we saw that work. We saw it work back in episode 2,
something like that.
Do you think it should not have worked?
Well, I mean, they got to do what they got to do. I mean, shit, they've already used a paper cutter, so why not throw some phasers in there while we're at it? But I mean, I at least understand the premise of it. You want a non-lethal weapon in there, because if you just run around with, hollow point fucking bullets, you're eventually going to blow a hole in the ship. These things bleed acid. You need a non-lethal way to take them out. No, back to my point. The problem I had with that was I thought it was going somewhere when Slutty Captain and Alien are just kind of having their little stare down there. And Xenomorph is not attacking her. And I'm thinking, why? And for a split second, I was thinking, ooh, she banged the captain. I wonder if the alien isn't killing her.
That's not, no, hold on. That's not the captain. That didn't come out of the captain.
No,
the captain died.
I know the captain died. She was the acting captain after the captain died.
Yes.
Until security man.
She was banging like the science officer.
Whatever it was. Anyway,
so my point being, the captain's the one who died when they tried to take the face hugger off.
Yeah.
That was the captain. She wasn't banging him. She was banging the other guy.
Well, whatever it was. Anyway, my point is, I thought maybe the Xeno's not killing her because it can sense that she's pregnant. Ooh, now we got a little bit of psychology going on. But no, we know she eventually dies anyway. So what was the whole fucking point of that? So they're staring each other down. It's like, just kill her. It doesn't matter. Nope. Because she's got to run up against the door and say, it's behind me. Oh no. So just when you think for a split second.
There was a whole battle there, though. There was a whole battle. I don't want to jump the gun. There was a whole battle between the alien and the engineer, the guy who had the eyeball thing stuck in his eye.
Yeah.
There was a whole battle between them.
Yeah.
So that's what allowed her to get away. She was being chased by the alien. She ran in there. She ran into the engineer. She realized, the eyeball creature is in his eyeball, has replaced his eyeball, and is controlling his body. It does the whole like lift the lip up thing with the tentacle that you didn't like. And then the alien comes in there and they fight.
Yeah, because Meatbag honks at the aliens. Like, bitch is in here, come get it. Ringing the dinner bell.
And the most ridiculous part of that was the engineer trying to bite the alien. Like it's not gonna fucking kill him because
that'll work.
And it didn't. It didn't.
But I mean, the thing is, if this Spider-Man octopus thing is supposed to be super intelligent,
yes, it is.
Does it know that these things bleed acid?
It probably never had encountered one before. Okay, so they didn't get the eggs from the same place they got the eye. So the eyes looking at this thing like, I've never seen one of you before, but screw you. I'm going to kill you anyway because I'm an alpha predator too.
Mhm.
And I
just
use
thought
people's bodies, and it ditched the body. Once it realized I'm going to lose this fight, it was like, boop, I'm out, bitches.
Yeah.
That was good. That is good storytelling.
Mhm.
That some of this was good storytelling.
Some of it wasn't bad. I will give it that.
Which is very separate from the Neverland pixie dust bullshit we get in the rest of the series.
Yeah.
It's like Disney co-opted this show with fucking pixie dusting morons just to piss everybody off and insert Disney into it.
Well, mission accomplished. Because I thought it would have been interesting, like if eyeball creature dude is supposed to be a very intelligent species, I thought I thought maybe it was going to go somewhere where they could build off of its capabilities.
Who's to say they can't?
Well, here maybe they can.
I want to see round 2. I want to see the derpy derp Wendy's no more. That she's like, you're my baby, I love you. Scoochie goo. I want to see that alien versus the eyeball round 2. I want round 2 of eyeball versus alien.
Here's the thing, because this is where I think they could build on it. If eyeball creature takes over meatbag engineer and it bites the alien, and it actually somehow through Wayland Yutani's magnificent dental plan is able to pierce the exoskeleton, and it gets acid all over his face, that's right next to the eyeball. So eyeball's like, nope, fuck this, I'm out. And then eyeball creature knows we can't puncture these things.
Blood.
We've got acid for blood, so it's going to learn. It's going to adapt. So if we get a round 2, now the stakes are higher because now they're starting to know what to do and what not to do. That, I think, would be at least somewhat interesting. But are we going to get it? Who the hell knows? Maybe Wendy's pet will do it somewhere down the line.
I want to see it go into the dame. And then use the dame to just beat the shit out of an alien. That's what I want to see. Now we're getting into, okay, I don't give a shit about the story. I don't give a shit about these
Beast
characters.
Wars.
I just want to see. Let's get ready to rumble. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see from this point on. Yep. I don't give a shit about these Neverland kids. I don't give a shit about the people that work with the Neverland kids. I don't give a shit about the boy Cavalier. I don't give a shit about his project or his prodigy company. I don't give a shit if he owns Thailand or not. The way I want this to end is some Marine on a capital ship going, we've got to nuke Thailand from orbit. Oh my God, are you serious? Yes, it's the only way to be sure. And then just nuke that part of the world. Just a straight up nuclear strike, and that it's gone.
That would be interesting.
All evidence is erased, and you never hear about this shit ever again. It's like it never happened.
There was an accident at Prodigy, and a nuclear weapon went up at Prodigy in Thailand. There were no survivors.
And then the Predator sweeps in and starts taking over everything and kicking everybody's ass. Oh my God. Yeah. But the funny thing is we're likely not going to get any of that. There will be no Beast Wars. There will be no Alien versus Predator.
Dude, I guarantee you there's gonna be a throwdown. There's going to be some kind of throwdown. They wouldn't have moved all this shit. They're not going to tease us with that fucking plan. I swear, if they don't do something with that damn gigantic vagina plant, I want to see what the hell I want to see it get somebody, whether it's the dame, whether it's her husband, the tech guy. I want to see it get somebody and melt them to pieces. I want to see him melt. I want to see it get somebody, pull it in, and just like shit out the skin, like all the clothes and skin. And you're like, oh damn! I want to see something good.
Maybe
I have put up with this shit for 5 episodes so far. I put
I
up with
can't-
the dumbest crew. I
I don't
put
know
up
how
with
much
the
more I can
dumbest
do.
people in Neverland. I put up with the dumbest boy trillionaire of the Timothy Oliphant's androids. Like the only one that I'm like, well, he's tolerable, but he has to do what he's told, and he's being told to do stupid shit.
Well, I was just gonna say, like his character is wasted every single episode, and how funny you mention him, because I was thinking, yeah, the one thing this episode was missing was Timothy Oliphant just staring at something. If we want to see Penis Flytrap do something, Timothy Oliphant's got to be standing in a hallway looking at it, because that's all he does is just spew a couple lines of dialogue and then stare at shit. That is literally all he's done. I dare the series to prove me wrong and go somewhere interesting.
Project Cambrian says, started to think this plot was designed by the creatively bankrupt. It is Disney. Make-A-Wish Foundation for the unworldly. It is Disney. See. They need a Pinhead cameo.
Hey, at this point, they could throw whatever in there and they wouldn't surprise me. Let me ask you this, because how freaking ironic was this when last week we were joking about the music they used for the outros, and we mentioned Smashing Pumpkins, and lo and be freaking hold, what do we get for the outro music this week? Cherub Rock by Smashing Pumpkins. It's like they fucking listen to us and say, let's throw it in there to piss them off. Holy
you know why? He's a 90s dude. That's why. He's a 90s. Howley is a 90s guy.
You know what? That's
thinks
fine.
that he thinks that the mic drop of every episode should be like a 90s rock song. There's
nothing wrong with enjoying the 90s, but it has no relevance to this series at all. It is so out of place and redundant, it doesn't make any sense.
Redonkulous. That was redonkulous.
It is redonkulous.
That was the word you were looking for, was redonkulous.
Or as I'll just call it, fucking stupid and moronic. Yeah, so go figure. We mentioned the Smashing Pumpkins, and what do we get this week? Smashing Pumpkins. Wow.
If you guys hate it so bad, why are you watching?
I actually didn't hate this episode. I didn't. Zero obviously
I
wanted to claw his fucking eyeballs out, but I didn't hate this episode. In fact, I would be happy with a 2-hour movie leading into the series. I would have been happy with the 2-hour movie of them on the ship. I think that would have been great. And I'd have just stopped watching once the derpy derp alien whisperer happened. Hello, little xenomorph.
Oh my god. Yep,
are you hungry? My little boy's hungry.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, at least if it was a 2-hour standalone movie, it would have been a Band-Aid. We could have just ripped it off and be done with it. Honest to God, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how much more I can do. I know we only got 2 or 3 episodes left at this point.
3 episodes.
But holy shit. And if there is a season 2, I'm out. I'm tapping out once this is over. I can barely contain myself as is. My final thought for this episode.
Also, give us a rating.
No, I don't want to rate it. That's too much brain power. It is too much brain power. I will just summarize it down to this, and this might surprise some of you out there. I did not dislike this episode. There were some things that I did like. There were some things that were, nuanced, that I thought maybe could go somewhere. We have yet to see where it's all going to go. So I didn't dislike this episode, but as every episode goes, there's so many things on there, trying to deal with this whole stupid crew for an hour and 5 minutes. It just kind of turns me off the whole path, no matter what interesting things are peppered within the episode. So I didn't dislike the episode. For me, it just wasn't that great because I just have no interest in a group of stupid people continuously doing stupid things.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Prometheus. Stupid people doing stupid things.
Stupid people doing stupid things.
Covenant.
Stupider people doing stupider things.
Romulus.
Romulus is just stupid.
Alien Resurrection.
That was when the wheels were finally falling off and taking out other automobiles on the road.
Alien 3. Remote control, here are the facts.
Here are the facts. Alien 3 at least tried their damnedest to do with the
Stupid
material.
people. Stupid people who didn't listen, who died. Because of remote control, here are the facts. So, Alien 3, dumb people. And I'm sorry, but Marines, what are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language? I like to keep this handy. You had some smart ones, but going into that hive, no. You turn around, you go and you get non-explosive tip, non-armor piercing rounds. You get regular rounds and go back in there and kill the damn things.
Well, that was the thing too, because I mean, when Burke, Ripley, and Gorman are all talking like, what are those pulse rifles fire? Oh, this place is sitting on a whole big nuclear reactor. Was there anything wrong with radioing your crew and saying, hey, we need you guys to backtrack, come back out and reload with some non-lethal weaponry, instead of just, I need you to collect all rounds and magazines and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, is Aliens flawless?
Shotguns and flamers. Give them shotguns and flamers.
Yeah.
And send them back in.
Yeah. But I understand that would have, eliminated the whole ass kicking the Marines.
So anyway, the point being, every Alien movie has had dumb fucking people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, every single one, from the first movie. It's gonna get me. It's coming right at me.
Don't look in the egg.
Aliens. What happened with the Marines? Alien 3, remote control. Here are the facts. Alien 4, we're gonna deliver a whole bunch of people in cryotubes to you that you can experiment on and make deadly fucking aliens out of.
What's fucking inside me?
Giving birth to your baby.
Oh God.
And I Prometheus. Oh, look at the little snake guy. Look at the little snake with the giant monster mouth and teeth. Oh, I'm gonna goochie goo it. Alien Covenant. You blow. Okay.
And then we'll kiss.
And then we'll kiss the alien mouth. The alien kiss. Okay, so every single alien movie ever made has had dumb people in it. So I'm not gonna hold this to the why is everybody so dumb when every movie has had dumb fucking people in it.
Yeah, but my problem is these people are just doing dumb things nonstop. It's just nonstop stupidity, man. I just can't handle it. I mean, y'all can see how fired up I'm getting about this shit. It's just it's melting my brain.
Project Cambrian with the message of the day. Bring in the heavy flamer. Hey y'all.
Oh my, look at the size of the tail on that one. Oh, poke me. Fuck, get the fuck out of here. Jesus.
Comment of the day. Project Cambrian.
So what would you rate this not as bad episode?
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Really?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Out of what, 100?
No, out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. If I include the rest of this show, it gets a 5. But if we're just talking about this, I wanted another hour of this. I would be happy with another hour of this and erase the rest of it from my memory and say, this part was successful. This shit wasn't. But they didn't do that. We only got an hour of it, so that's not going to happen. The Neverland shit is boring. The Neverland shit is killing.
It's horrible.
The derpy derp. I can speak to alien. I'm the alien whisperer. No, thank you.
You know what's funny?
We do not need this.
Yeah.
The transing kids. We don't need transing. Oh well, that they're the only ones who can trans because they're the only ones who can know.
No, their minds aren't developed enough yet to understand what they're doing, so they're able to transition. Oh, wow. Thank you so very much for pointing that out. No, we're not doing this. I'm not derping around dealing with this shit.
Here's
and your allegory for fucking the transhuman race. No, thank you.
The only problem with that, Loki, is since we got a whole episode of nothing but ship stuff, next episode you're going to get nothing but Neverland. It's coming. And it's coming full force, and it's coming right for your face.
There's no other story left to tell.
Yeah, how quickly we're running out of ideas when not much has happened in the first place.
And honestly, but you have to be honest with me. Be honest with me for a second. This really feels, and I'm beginning to get the idea. So there was an idea for this before Disney bought them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm beginning to feel like this is what was written before Disney got a hold. Because this had nothing to do with Peter Pan. There was no Peter Pan references. There was no Neverland references. There was no Transing Kids references. There was none of that. There was none of that in this episode, which is why I gave this episode a high score. Because there was none of this horseshit we've been dealing with for the past 4 episodes.
And it's
I really believe that this was Fox's idea and the rest of this is Disney. Okay, so how can we take this idea of them being on the ship and bringing this shit to Earth and then expand it to we've Disney-fied the rest of it? That's what this feels like.
What was that series? It was going to be an alien series. You and I talked about it a couple years ago, and it was going to have to do with the whole boardroom and some woman was going to
the concept.
Ousted, so she was going to birth this Xeno to do her bidding, and that of course all fell by the wayside. So
that was never confirmed. That is just the story we heard that was going to be the show idea was, and this is before they filmed some of this back in 2023, but that was just the stuff in Thailand. So they didn't film anything else. They didn't have Timothy Olyphant. They didn't have Wendy. They didn't have the cyborg guy. They didn't have any of that. So they filmed some of this in Thailand. And then the writer's strike happened and everything stopped.
Yeah.
So that was back in 2023. I can see the idea changing, but the rumor that we heard was there was going to be it was a corporate movie. This woman was going to get screwed over by her male competitor.
The patriarchy.
Which happened if you think about it. Utani, Prodigy, Utani got screwed over, but the idea was that they were competing for a job. The guy screwed her over, and her revenge was to become face hugged and give birth to a Xeno to get revenge for getting screwed in Wayland Utani.
Well, that was one of the plot points that they actually, introduced in this one. We got, it was that 1 minute of screen time where retard trillionaire was on there. He was the one that got the engineer guy to go in and sabotage a ship because he wants Utani's shit. So that was finally confirmed for us. So yeah, I can kind of see the references there. Oh, but oh man, this is
Tinkerbell is the dame. If you haven't figured that out yet, Tinkerbell is the dame because she goes to all the kids and whispers in their ears.
I thought maybe Wendy's brother would have been Tinkerbell because he looks like a Ponzi ass to me. A big old fruity Pierre walking around with. He's as much of a derp as she is. Like, how the hell is this guy a trained medic? He acts fucking stupid. Oh, character trait of the day. They all act stupid. But hey, we'll see what we got in store for next week.
And they're all to die.
Yeah, since we got all space this week, I'm willing to bet we get all Neverland next week.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna be them derping the alien because she can talk to the alien. So next week, and we'll find out tomorrow
So we'll find out either tomorrow night or Wednesday. I'll watch it either tomorrow night or Wednesday, depending on how much time I've got.
I legit leave these episodes as long as I can. Yeah. I usually watch them the morning of the show, so I don't have to suffer for it any more than longer. Because that way it's still fresh in my mind. And then as soon as it's done, I can just forget all of it.
I actually watch it twice, just so
See,
I'm covered.
You know what? More power to you, man. I couldn't.
Well, I don't want to say something that's not factual or say something that is incorrect, like the thing with the captain. You know, and her boinking
the dude. Well, that's why I leave the episode. Yeah, that's why I leave them as long as possible, because I only want to sit through it once. So I want everything to still be somewhat fresh. Because if I was to watch this when it comes out tomorrow, like the new episode when it comes out tomorrow, if I was to watch it then and then probably forget something, I'd just say no. There's no way in hell. There's no way.
That way the rage is fresh.
Dude, it's not even the fact that it's rage. I mean, if you want me to rage bait the shit out of this show, I will. But these are just the things that annoy me to a point, because I can't get behind any of these characters because they're so stupid. They do stupid things. They're written stupidly. They act stupidly. And I just have no interest to see any of them succeed in any way whatsoever.
Oh, no. I was actually looking forward to the alien or the aliens, because there were different aliens on the ship, taking out the crew. I wanted to see how that was going to happen. I already knew that the people in cryo were dead in cryo, but I would have liked it if, when all of this was going on and they were looking for the saboteur, because yes, there is a saboteur on board. That they would have woken everybody up and like gone on mission and been getting hunted down by the alien, by the xenomorph.
Did we?
I don't know. I would have liked that.
Did we know anything about the saboteur? Well, obviously not, because all the crew died in the first 20 minutes of episode 1. Yeah, the saboteur, he was on screen for like 5 or 6 minutes when he was fighting Robo-Arm dude, and then that was it. You know,
he was at the table. He was at the table.
He was at the table.
Yes, he was. He was at the table in the first episode. Yeah. The eyeball for the win. Yes, I'm pro eyeball now. I want to see the eyeball make it.
I want to see it take over a dinosaur. They got the technology. Why don't they just clone a friggin' dinosaur and get the eyeball to go in a T-Rex head?
Because it reminds me of the Gold, but scarier. A lot freaking scarier than the Gold. A super intelligent alien that basically takes over your body. And at first glance, I mean, we could get like someone walking away at the end of this, at the very end of this, someone walking away in Thailand or something, and it turns around and it's like, I wouldn't mind that.
It'd be one hell of a way to go out. You know, if the aliens had eyeballs, I'd like to see the eyeball take over a queen. But I don't know how it gets through the exoskeleton if there's no eye sockets to go in.
It's Disney, Jill. Yeah. They write by committee. So there's a committee that will sit down and decide what's going to happen. And then they hand that to a writer and they say, write this. And the writer's got to navigate, even if it's a good writer, the writer's got to navigate all the bullshit that Disney's write by committee comes up with to put in these episodes. That is the problem, is that Disney makes all of these shows, every single one of them, by committee. So they sit down, they have a big whiteboard, they write, let's put dinosaurs in it. Let's have a female lead, diverse cast, blah, 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 blah. And then they make this giant list of wants and needs, and they hand that to the writer. And they say, make this. That is why so many of these films and so many of these shows start filming when the scripts aren't even done yet.
Yeah.
That is the problem. That is what is going on. They've been doing that since Revenge of the Jedi or whatever the fuck it was. The last movie of the new trilogy, they were editing while they were filming.
Yeah.
So they were editing the movie on the daily when they were filming. So JJ fucking Dirty Dirt would go and film the scene, and someone would get it and they would edit it that day for the movie. And then they put it all together once it was done. Craziest batshit idea I've ever heard of. And it didn't work. And the same shit doesn't work now. You can't do this by committee shit and think this is going to be successful. Anyway, we're 10 minutes over. I know Zero wants to get out of here because he wants to stop talking about aliens.
No, I thought it was funny. That's really, I know we're in overtime, my apologies, but I thought that's a really interesting point. You know, what a way to, you know, not without even knowing it, way to make yourselves look meta, guys. Because, you know, for a show that's, you know, written by committee and doing all the DEI check boxes to get the right person for the right job, I use that term loosely, you know, we're putting the cast in there as all diversity hires, and they're stupid. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So, of course, you know, way to get meta and say, yep, this is what happens when you don't hire the right people for the right job. This is why your ship is blowing up. This is why your critters are getting loose. And this is why your show sucks. Fuck off.
And we're going to get out of here. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. Guys, leave me a comment in the comments. Let me know if you guys like the new intro or not. We got new music. We got a new
That
intro.
was good.
I spent like 6 hours on that yesterday, tinkering with it, making sure it was what I wanted. You're going to have a different.
I gave him a thumbs up behind the scenes.
You're going to have he did. He especially liked it when Arnold was like, "Come with me if you want to live."
I want to live. Please come with me now. What's my line? Oh, I'm not trying to bang her.
So let me know if you like the new intro or not. We're gonna have it'll be a little different for YouTube Talk on Wednesday and a little different for the weekend review on Friday with Arwen, because I gotta put some Arwen in it, y'all. Even though yes, it does have Ruby Rod in it. So let me know what you think, guys. Thank you. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And have a great Monday. Have a great week. And skull and tuck and roll.
Chair Brock.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.